I think in a way what's a little surprising almost is that there's even conversation and debate around trust in terms of how important it is, because really the answer is almost inherent and very self-evident. Trust is not only very important, it's fundamentally important, because without trust, you know, what are we? We are social creatures by design, and what I mean by that is that we naturally need the company of others, we naturally need to interact, we naturally strive and seek belonging, and if we can't therefore have a sense of connection and trust with our fellow man, then it all falls down at an interpersonal, at an individual level, at a societal level, at a cultural level, at a national level, at a geopolitical level. So trust is not only fundamental, I think trust is the foundational principle on which all relationships are built. And I've spent an entire career working with brands, advertisers, large organizations in business-to-business environments, in what's called business-to-consumer environments, looking to establish trust with an audience, looking to establish trust with a consumer, with someone that's looking to potentially be a buyer. And those organizations are looking to sell something, which by its very definition starts to undermine that potential trust dynamic, because if I'm trying to sell something to any of you, then you naturally know that you're being sold to. And so the default setting is one of resistance, because there is a sense of vested interest and ulterior motive on my part, and potentially a sense of even exploitation. And no one likes to feel exploited, which is exactly the opposite of trust. So in the way that I look to build brands, and through building brands, one looks to drive want creation. Want creation, in answer to your question, is looking to drive wealth creation. Advertising, by definition, is the accelerating of want creation to drive wealth creation. And so the question around economic structures and how we inherently aren't comfortable trusting certain financial institutions or the financial services, for example, those again are fundamental issues, fundamental problems in terms of how then societies can operate and move smoothly and be well-oiled. You know, and ultimately everyone is in the business of presenting themselves to somebody, but if you look at things like the dictionary definition of advertising, which I would advise everyone to do, but the dictionary definition of advertising is to call attention to something in a boastful or ostentatious manner, in a public medium, something like this, with a view to encourage someone to buy, with a view to encourage someone to be sold to. And that is antitrust. So anti-branding is antitrust, or antitrust is anti-branding. And ultimately, brands are built and businesses prosper on the basis of creating trust, on creating faith. It's one of those classic adages where you don't build trust instantly, you don't build it overnight, you spend a lifetime building trust, you have to do it through demonstration, through reinforcement, and the converse is far more perilous in as much as you can break trust and lose trust in an instant.